Hey, this is Tim Kerber.
And this is Ryan Lee from Membership Site Bootcamp. First of all, I want to thank everyone who's provided the feedback on the case study we did in the last video. And we've been getting some interesting questions on membership sites, how to start one, and what it takes to create content for it. And that's what we're going to look at today. And then after we cover these, it's kind of like Membership Site 101. After we cover this today, we're going to show you some exclusive footage from our $2,500 per person Membership Site Bootcamp seminar that we did. And we'll talk about specific research and content strategies to use for membership sites.
So let's take a quick look at what is a membership site. And you actually probably have more exposure to them than you realize. And some have been around for quite a while. For example, Consumer Reports. There's an example of a company that has lots of free good articles, but if you want some of the really good stuff, you have to pay in order to get inside the site. Another example is dating sites such as Match.com or eHarmony.com. Speaking of eHarmony, it's reported that they were making $20 million per month with their site. Now, the sites that we're going to be talking about are much smaller in scale. In fact, they're usually 1 or 2 person operations, but they can still make a substantial amount of money. And the important thing to realize is that most people have specific knowledge or interest in some hobby that they could apply to a membership site. In other words, there's something that you could put online that other people would pay to find out more information about. The attractive thing about a membership site is that you're helping to filter out information. There's so much information on the internet in general that a membership site is very specific to one particular niche. So for example, if you were into dog breeding, you could have a site about poodles or chihuahuas. Or if you're into train collecting, you could have a site about trains. You can talk about trains, let people post questions about them, post their pictures of them, have a discussion forum, things like that. And examples of business-related sites are coaching programs. If you have an offline coaching program and you want to bring it online and have people sign up for a site where they pay you money to learn from you. Or a business model that is often successful is the businessowner.com type sites. For example, restaurantowner.com is owned by a good friend of mine, Jim Laub, and he just shares knowledge, everything you would need to know or want to know if you're starting a restaurant: how to market it, how to hire employees, how to save money when you're buying food, everything along that lines. And he just stocks the site filled with interviews and downloads and things like that. And over the years, he's built a very, very successful business for himself. You'll find out the more specific the niche, the better. So for example, one of my sites is membershipsiteowner.com, very, very specific to somebody looking to either start or run a membership site. And in Ryan's case, he has about 48 sites, but one of them, for example, is strengthcoach.com. And that's a site for personal trainers and strength and conditioning and things along that line.
Yeah, and with Strength Coach, what's interesting is, it's kind of a niche of the fitness industry. It's not training for weight loss and fitness. It's training specifically for sports. And then you can take that, and we actually sub-niched it further. And I helped start a site a couple of years ago, another membership site called Underground Strength Coach. And this is for strength coaches who are looking for really hardcore, unique training methods using tires and chains and kettlebells. So it just shows you how you can really niche these membership sites down into really, really specific topics. And people ask me all the time, well, how do you start a membership site? You must be a computer whiz. And let me tell you, when I say zero experience with computers, I never took a computer class. I don't know how to program or code or anything. And here's an analogy which I like to use. If my wife and the kids want to watch a movie at home, we go to the store, whether it's Blockbuster or Netflix, and you get a DVD, and I put it in the DVD player and press play. And that's it. I couldn't tell you how to build a DVD player, how it works, how the lasers line up, how the chapters work, or how to get all the bonus features. I have no idea how to actually build a DVD player, but I know how to make it work. So all I know how to do is press play. And it's the same thing with a membership site. And we're not going to get into specifics today about software and which ones to use, but there's plenty of software solutions that literally automate the entire system for you.
That's right, Ryan. I mean, technology has come so far, so fast, leaps and bounds. I mean, if you think about it, look at video, for example. A few years ago, if you said that so many people would be posting videos online that they edited themselves on their own computer and put on a site that other people could watch from around the world, and hundreds of thousands of people could see the video in a week, they'd think you're crazy. But that's exactly what YouTube and all the editing software out there has done. And same thing with the membership site model. It's now so easy, much easier than ever, to get up and running with it. Now, as promised, we're going to share with you some footage, and I think it's going to be very relevant for you, because a common question is, well, how am I going to come up with the content? How do I research the topic? How do I know if it's going to be a good topic or not? So we're going to take a sneak peek at Ryan's presentation at the $2,500 boot camp for you right now. So go ahead, sit back, get a pad of paper, and take some notes and enjoy.
So how do you find ideas on what to write about? Let's say you've had your membership site for 6 months, and now you're like, all right, I talked about everything I know about selling, marketing to people with janitorial services. One thing on your membership site, look at your forum. Always look at your forum. Tim gave you some resources as well for other forums. There's another great site called big-boards.com, and it's basically a kind of like a meta search engine for discussion forums. Has anyone ever been there before? Bigboards.com. It's a good resource. So you can find ideas. Your referral logs. So whatever membership site you have or any website, there's always going to be stats where you can see where people are coming from. So always track back to where they came from. So track back, especially if they're coming from other sites and other forums, and what topics they're looking for. So if your site is hypnosis and they came to you and you see they came to you because in Google they typed in, how to get hypnotized being naked. I don't know. I'm just making this up. Then obviously that could be a potential topic idea. Survey new members. I put repo there. When I first started with the internet, I was always playing around with different ideas because I'm just an idea guy. And I created a site called Domain Repo back in like 2000. It was right at the beginning. I was kind of at the forefront of the whole domain, get domains, buy them, sell them, like business.com went for $7.5 million. And I had a free newsletter called Domain Repo, which basically would just talk about all the recently expired domain names. And the great thing is what I would do is I would send an email to the list, and I'd say, hey, here are 6 or 7 different potential topics. I'm going to do domain names and choose and vote. And whatever got the most votes, I would next week do domain names about that. So if they chose Xbox, next week I would come up with 20 domain names featuring Xbox that expired. So surveyed my members, and they loved it because guys wrote about me that saying, oh, it's such a great idea because now it's like an interactive newsletter. So do that on your forum as well. Say, hey, here's 6 potential topics. Let's vote. The number 1 vote, we're going to write an article about it next week. Or maybe the top 10 people you want to interview. And I do that in my forum a lot. If it's starting to slow down or I'm running out of interviews, I'll say, hey guys, who do you want me to interview? And they'll give me a list of everyone. I just start contacting them. When people, and Tim gave me this one, is when people cancel the membership, survey them. Why did you cancel? Oh, maybe I wanted more about this particular topic, or I wanted more about this. So you can learn a lot from canceled members. Another great content idea, Technorati. Has anyone ever been that before? It's basically like an engine for blogs. So you can go in there and do a search, and you can see what everyone's talking about in the blogs. That can give you good ideas for content. Another one of my favorite ideas. Can we pull up the internet for a sec, please? And just go to images.google.com. And I'm going to give you an example. And I did this example at Yannick Silver's. How many were at Yannick's event, the underground thing? Is that rocking the house? I have very low self-esteem. Okay. So let's do a topic. I don't know. Real estate? Type in real estate. Let's see what comes up. This is just searching images. And they're just white boxes. So basically, there's not really much you can do now. Okay. So imagine if you have a site about teaching people how to make money in real estate. You just type in real estate. And look, now, see, I'm very visual. So you start looking. The first picture with the door with a key. What could that, give me a potential article idea for that.
Turnkey properties to flip.
Turnkey properties to flip, yeah. Or, how to find the right locksmith for you, how to do a joint venture with locksmiths. We have, you never know. Yeah, how to lock your wife out if she's driving you crazy. Beaches, how to find a good beach property. How to have signs, find the right sign or joint ventures with sign makers. How to grow a mustache like this guy. There's a lot of, it just can give you ideas and ideas. And this is just real estate, and obviously we're just having fun. But you can do this in your niche market. Just go to, okay, if we can go back to the